Good morning, Algebra 2 students. Today I am going to give you a tutorial on how to use the graphing calculator online. So what I want to encourage you to do is I want to encourage you to split your screen right now, okay? So you're watching this video on YouTube, right? So I'm going to just pull up Google Chrome right now. And your YouTube hopefully is looking something like this, and you're on YouTube, although you're seeing the video right now. I want you to take your cursor in this space right now, and I want you to drag it all the way over to the left corner, just like that. And now you can pull it down. Okay, so hopefully you have done that now. Now what I want you to do is I want you to open up another Google document. So not a new tab, but a new Google window. And now if yours is not on a little window like this, if it looks like this, now we're going to pull this screen over to the right corner. Okay, so now our screens are split. I think that's very important so you can watch the video on one side, okay? And then you can work on the MCA calculator on the other side, okay? Rewind and try to split the screens again if it didn't work for you. And if you're frustrated and you don't want to split the screens, that's fine. You may just want to watch the video over if something doesn't make sense. I'm now going to go off of split screen because it just looks a little cleaner for me as I am showing you how to use this. So you're going to need a graphing calculator for section 5.7, which is our next section. What you're going to do is you need to go into Google and you need to type MCA calculator. And there you'll see this link, standalone calculators. Okay, so go to the MCA calculator in Google, do that now. And you're going to click on standalone calculators. You should see this screen. And now you're going to go to the grade 8 and 11 graphing calculator. I'll take a minute for you to get there. You should be at this screen. And now you're going to hit start. You're going to hit start again. And then you'll see the calculator up here. Okay, so now we're at the graphing calculator. Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to find zeros on this calculator, okay, for a polynomial function. When we want to graph a function, we go to y equals. Okay, so hit y equals, which is right here, right now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a function in there, and I'm going to show you how to find the zero for that. So follow my lead right now. This is y1, our first function, and that's the only one we will work with. I'm going to do the function x squared minus 9, okay? So right here is my x button. So I'm going to press this button right here. So you should look like this. Now we want x squared. So you need to know one thing because you're going to be dealing with x cubes as well in the section 5.7. There is an x squared button right here, but what if it was x cubed? Let me show you how to get to the exponent. It's this little caret button right here, okay? We call it a caret. And we hit enter right there, and now we're in the exponent, and we can type in 2 for x squared. So if it's x cubed, we type in 3. I'll wait for a second and make sure that you can get it. And now I want to arrow over, okay? Because I don't want to be in the exponent anymore. So I'm going to go right here. And now I'm going to put minus 9. Okay. It's important when you're doing minus 9 that you hit this actual minus and not the negative button here. That's also important to note if you have a negative. So let's say it was like negative x squared to start with. You would put a negative there and not a minus. Okay, so x squared minus 9. All right, now we're going to hit graph. And we see our function right there. Okay, in section 5.7, you are going to have to find the zeros or the x-intercepts, the solution to the function. You're going to have to find one of them, And then you're going to confirm the other zeros using synthetic substitute or synthetic division, excuse me. So let me show you now how to do that, okay? If I want to see what this 0 is, I could hit trace and trace up and try to see what it is. But I want to be a little more exact. I want to know for certain what that 0 is. And you can do that by calculating it. And you see here in blue, it says calculate. That means I need to hit the second button first, calculate, and you can see I can actually calculate the 0. So I'm going to hit number 2 or arrow down and to 2 and hit enter. I'm going to just hit 2. And now it says left bound. And what that means is if I want to calculate this 0 right here, I need my cursor's X value to be to the left of this X value. So I think that X value is probably 3, okay? And right now the cursor's X value is at 1.2, and that is to the left of this X value here at X equals 3. That's what we think it is. So I'm going to hit, and it doesn't matter where I move that cursor, I could do it here. Now my X value, the cursor's on, and you can see it right here. Okay, right? It shows me what that X value is right there, is at 2.12. Well, I think that X-intercept, or that 0, okay, is that X is equal to 3. Again, our we have learned when we are solving for quadratics that a 0 is the same thing as the X-intercept or the solution to the function. It's what makes that function equal to 0. It's the X value that makes that function equal to 0. So I want to calculate it. My cursor, again, is at X is equal to 2.12, which is to the left of that 3. So I'm going to hit enter. Now I need this right bound is telling me I need my cursor to have an X value to the right of what I think this 0 is. So I'm going to arrow over. And what's nice about this graphing calculator is it has this nice dotted line for you right here. And you can see that that dotted line is on the left of that X-intercept. So now this X value is at 3.78. I can go up a little bit more if I want. Now the X value is at 4 right here, 4.09. That is on the right of this X-intercept, which we think is 3. I'm going to hit enter. And now it says guess. That's like it's playing a game with you. Can you guess what the X-intercept is? You don't have to do that. You just hit enter one more time, and there it gives you the 0. When X is equal to 3, it makes the function equal to 0. That is our solution, okay? So that's what you need for today. I'll practice it one more time with you, going a little bit faster with a different function. 1 second. Okay, so we're going to practice it one more time. I'm going to go a little bit faster because I went pretty slow that time. I'm going to go to y equals. I am now going to type in a different function. I'm going to type in x squared. Oh, you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to clear this function out for you. I'm sorry. So I'm going to hit x squared. So now I did that squared button, which is nice because it brings my cursor down right away. Plus 3x minus 10. And I'm going to hit graph. So I see my function here. I can't see where it bottoms out. That's okay for this function. If you want to play around with the window later, you can do that. We're not going to do that for now because it's not necessary. All I care about is where that graph crosses the x-axis. Those are the solution to my function that I just put in here. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to calculate the 0. Again, I could guess where it crosses the x-axis. It looks like it's crossing it at 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5. So I could guess or I could calculate. So let's practice again. Second, trace, calculate the 0. I'm going to calculate this 0 this time just to show you something different. I think right now that x-intercept, that 0, that solution is at negative 5. So I need my cursor to be to the left of -5. So I'm arrowing, and right now I can see that my x is at -1.8 and my y value is at -12. So I can't see that, and that's okay. That might happen in your homework. I'm going to keep arrowing over, and now I see that I'm at -2 for my x value, and my y is at -10. I'm going to keep cruising here, and now I see my arrow, or my cursor again. Okay, there it looks like at -5, 0, that is a solution. It came out really nice. So if you can do that by tracing, that's okay. But my goal right now is I just want to teach you that calculate the 0 function. Okay, so right now my x value is at -6. I think it's at -5 is the x-intercept. So -6, which is right here, okay? That x value is to the left of that 0, okay? So I'm going to hit enter. And we can see that nice line is to the left of that x-intercept. Now I'm going to trace again, or arrow over, I should say. And so now I'm at about -4, and that is to the right, okay, of -5. -4 is right here, and that's to the right of -5. So I'm going to hit enter. Now it's saying guess. I'm going to hit enter again, and it confirms that the 0 is at -5, 0. Okay, my solution, one of my solutions for that function is at -5, 0. And that's how we find an x-intercept, a solution. Now, keep in mind, again, you can always trace and estimate what you think it might be as well. I just wanted to teach you that function as well. Also, you guys have a great day, and let us know if you have any questions.